Have you been wondering what all the cons to living in Denver, Colorado are? Well, in today's video, I'm going over exactly that. So if you're interested in it, go ahead and keep on watching. Welcome back to Colorado Living. I'm Nicole Baker. Today we're going over exactly that, but before we get started, you guys know the drill. I have to let you know I am a licensed realtor here in this beautiful state, so if relocating has been on your mind, feel free to reach out. My number and email are popping up. Text, call, day, night, whatever's easiest for you guys. If you're not quite ready to reach out yet but want tons of information, go ahead and subscribe. I post videos just like this one every Monday and Wednesday at 5 p.m. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started in today's video. Let's get right into the video today. We're talking the cons, and these are not necessarily my opinions. These are opinions of people that I have asked that have lived in Colorado for quite some time now. And I kind of just put a poll up on Facebook and asked these people that live here, what are your guys' cons? What are some things that you didn't, and they're mostly relocation people too. So what are the things that you had no idea coming into Colorado from your previous state, and what are those major cons for you guys? And one of the bigger ones that I did hear, especially now that we are in the winter seasons, is going to be shorter days. It is just like everywhere else in the world, I believe. You're gonna have shorter days during the winter, but here in Colorado, it is quite annoying. I'm not going to lie. I was definitely shocked the first couple winters. I was like, oh yeah, it gets dark here so early. So typically you're looking at about 4:30 for a couple, I would say at least a month, maybe a month and a half. And then now we're finally getting to the point where we're having a little bit longer days. We're probably sunsetting around 5:30, just depends. But it has definitely been eye-opening not having to deal with the darkness so early, especially being out on the road and showing houses and things like that. I hate that it gets dark here so early, but definitely a con to think about if you're thinking about relocating here, because it could definitely be annoying, especially if you guys suffer from any sort of seasonal depression. It gets dark here early, but it only lasts for a couple months. So if you think you can deal with that, if not, stray far away from Denver, Colorado. Heading into the next con that I think you should really consider if you're thinking about moving to Denver, Colorado, is the distance in between any place that you're basically going. It somehow, someway always seems like everything's at least 20 to 30 minutes away. Coming from Phoenix, that was definitely not the case. I was about 5 minutes away from everything that I could think of. Obviously, there are going to be certain locations that could benefit you more in that way, like depending on where and what you're looking for in a place to live. If you're looking for quick access, you're going to want to look in certain places. I think that goes without saying. I don't have to explain much about that, but it does seem like everything's a little bit further away, like doctor's appointments, dentists, a million different things, a coffee shop that you might have wanted to try. The distance just seems so long, which is something I'm not used to. And if you don't like driving a lot, you might have a hard time just with the space out, how Denver is spaced out, because you have to drive a lot. And if you don't have a car, definitely consider getting a car. And if you don't want to get a car, I don't know that the suburbs are going to be good for you. Downtown Denver is definitely a little bit more walkable. I have videos on that. You guys can go ahead and watch those as well if you're interested in something a little bit more walkable. But if you're thinking suburbs, you're definitely going to want a car, and you're going to have to drive quite a bit. So if you hate driving, X-nay on Denver, Colorado. Moving into the next thing, and something I personally really hate about it here, is going to be the toll roads. I know lots of other states have toll roads. It's not this like new invention that Denver, Colorado came up with. But in Arizona, we didn't have toll roads, and I took the freeway pretty much anywhere and everywhere and anytime I could because it takes a little bit less time to get places. Here, I don't feel the need to spend, it's not much, it's only like $2 on and $2 off, but I don't feel the need to spend $4 to save myself 1 minute. So it's quite annoying. Sometimes it can definitely take you a lot longer to get to places. For example, me being in Southeast Aurora, going to the airport is almost a hassle with the toll roads because you're gonna have to pay $12 there and $12 back. And I know it's a small amount, but if you travel a lot, that's gonna add up. Or if you just have to take the toll roads for work, things like that. Obviously, not every single highway and freeway here in Denver, Colorado is going to have a toll road. The E470 is kind of on that right-hand side of the state going up north, and that is the major toll roads. A lot of the northern area and then also kind of like maybe more western sides, they don't have to really deal with the toll roads as much. Or if you're coming from Castle Rock, for example, and you're working downtown, you can take the I-25, you won't have to deal with toll roads there. But just depending on where you're located in Denver, Colorado, it could be really, really annoying. And I just hate spending money that I don't want to have to spend because it does add up. And if you don't take the toll road, it could take another, 15-20 minutes to get to the airport from where I live. Just keep that in mind. Again, if you are on a budget, and this will go more into the cost of living when I mention that as a con, of course, definitely consider maybe even moving not in the Southeast Aurora side, somewhere like Castle Rock, Parker, things where you can avoid that toll road as much as you possibly can because it is quite annoying. Depending on where you're coming from, this could be something that you might not even notice, but not a lot of good food options. I haven't experienced this personally, and I think that's probably because I pretty much eat either at home or I don't care about a mom and pop. I mean, that's awesome if you do, but I'm totally okay with going to Cheesecake Factory. Some people want that experience, especially like my foodies out there that really enjoy the experience of going to a super quaint, cute restaurant, mom and pop style. There's not a lot of those unless you are definitely downtown, and even downtown, I would say there's not tons and tons of options. This is not something, again, I've noticed, but from talking to other people, that is just something that they've mentioned, or even struggling with things like healthy fast food options or healthy lunch spots and things like that. It's just not super popular, unlike places like maybe if you're coming from LA, San Diego, let's say New York City, places like that where you're gonna have kind of more trendy, healthy options. You're not gonna experience that as much in the Denver, Colorado metro area. Maybe if you're going downtown, but if that's something that is important to you, I would definitely do your research. Go on to like Google Maps or something, and you can definitely like literally filter from food. Maybe that would be a good option before making the move here and being starved. Just think about it. Next thing, big con for a lot of people, is too crowded. Again, not my experience at all. Coming from Phoenix, about an 8 million population. I'm sure that's just completely grown over these last couple years, but a lot of people think it's too crowded here in Colorado. I don't know if that's true. If you're looking for something super, super small town, it's definitely not that at all. You have about 5.5 million people here in Colorado. So if you're coming from somewhere like LA or New York or something that's super populated, even Texas, you might notice that it's probably not gonna feel any larger. It's gonna feel probably a lot smaller to you. I felt like it was a lot smaller when I moved here. Let me know what you guys think if you are moving from somewhere that is super populated. Just sound off in the comments below and let me know. But for me, definitely not too crowded. If you're looking for something a little bit more quiet, I would definitely go for those outer suburbs like Southeast Aurora, parts of Parker, Castle Rock definitely, and even down to Colorado Springs. Colorado Springs is not a Denver metro area, and I don't cover that unfortunately in my videos. If you need help in moving to a Colorado Springs area, go ahead and comment down or reach out to me. I could definitely hook you guys up with someone that does work that area. But you are definitely going to be in a lot smaller, kind of small town feel. It's not really like small town feel, but look up the population if you guys are interested in Colorado Springs, or even moving to some of these like more mountainy areas where there's not going to be a lot of people, obviously, because it's in the mountains. So just keep that in mind. If you're looking to get away from the crowds, there's going to be some spots, but you're going to want to reach out to make sure that you're moving to the right location. Last but not least, guys, cost of living, major con, probably the biggest con and the biggest complaint I hear from the people that are relocating here or even thinking about relocating here is, wow, it is so expensive to live here. And they are not wrong. I am not shy to tell you guys how expensive it is to live here, and I have given quite a few cost of living videos, so go ahead and watch those as well. Cost of living in Denver, Colorado is kind of like more of a broader one, so definitely check out that video when you guys are done here as well. I have tons and tons of information on just cost of living, pros and cons, all of that stuff on my channel, so definitely check that out. But it is not cheap in general to live anywhere in the world, it seems like nowadays, with inflation and just the cost of goods in general. And I can give you a honest opinion of the cost of living here in Colorado, and it is not cheap. Whether it be groceries, whether it be registration, car insurance, all of that, it is more expensive, at least coming from Arizona. It depends on what state you're coming from. It might end up being cheaper for you. If you're coming from somewhere like California or New York or Seattle, Oregon, you might just be used to it, or it might even give you a little bit better bang for your buck depending on what you're looking for. But coming from Arizona, and I think a lot of the people that do move here from reaching out from my channel or just in general, they are really shocked at how much it costs, not even just the housing, but the actual cost of living here. So keep that in mind. Watch that video if you want more information on exactly why people are saying the cost of living is pretty bad. But depending on where you're living, you might be able to get a steal. Just definitely consider this before making the move, because it is a major con and you could put yourself in a definite predicament, and I would hate for you guys to do that. But if you have questions, of course, reach out to me. We can talk about housing. We could talk about the cost of living in general. Depends on what you guys are looking for, but keep in mind if you're thinking about cons. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you liked it. If you did, hit the like button down below. Hopefully it gave you guys some good information. If you're looking for more information just like this, I post videos every Monday and Wednesday at 5 p.m. So go ahead and check those out and subscribe so you get notified every single time I post. And then also, if you guys are ready to reach out and you need help on making the move here, all these cons didn't scare you away, or you want more information on the cons, go ahead. My email, my number is popping up. Text, call, email, day, night, whatever's easiest for you guys. I relocated to Denver, Colorado, and I wish I had someone to really ask all the questions to before I made the move, but I didn't, unfortunately. Lucky for you guys, you have me, so go ahead and reach out. But until next time, guys, I will see you later. Bye.